Hey, 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 we're back. Um, it's time to recap season two, episode seven, Somewhere Only We Know. Welcome to the Pondcast. Let's talk about it. Sven,
Welcome
Let's.
the
let
Rusty.
them know what's going on.
All right. Once again, we are recapping everything from season two, episode seven, and everything before and after there we could talk about. So spoilers abound. If you have not watched it, please leave, go watch everything, and come back and join us. But we will be talking a lot of spoilers, and that's your warning. Let's have some fun.
Fair enough. Okay, Cal. I mean, one of Sam's girls. Oh, I didn't know you had settled for being one of Sam's girls.
One of many. Dell sees it as a negative. I see it as
An
something
opportunity
to keep me occupied.
to get your rusty hinges cleaned.
But
Oh my gosh.
are you okay with Dell becoming his only girl, though? Like Rita accepted it.
You know what? Like Rita said, he's got great taste.
You do look like one of the girls on the swing, the porch swing right now. Just
You're
And let's
sitting
be
on their
honest, Sam
laps
is
right
not my
now.
type, so good luck to him and Dell.
yeah, nice. All right.
Okay, speaking of which, episode starts off. We get going. Kat and Alice are frantically freaking out in the front of the house. Jacob is alive. He's ill. He's back in the past. Is he gonna make it? Kat wants to help. She doesn't want to lose him. They're losing it. And all they keep saying is like, Dell can't see you like this. But she does. Dell sees everything.
Mm-hmm.
Over here spying and creeping out the window and
Looking
sees
in the
everything that's
window.
going on.
At least she didn't see her in her 1814 robes that she was wearing. She did
I,
get out of those.
I was glad Alice said like, Dell can't see you like this because right when she started walking to the house in that outfit, I was like, what are you gonna do when Dell finds you? Like,
Oh my God. Um, I have a question. I always assumed that like the pond was within earshot. This
mm,
intro and like first scene of the episode really challenged that for me because Kat's running a good distance. Didn't know how long of a distance it was until Dell hops on her horse
No,
and
yeah,
starts
that got me.
galloping to the pond. And like, I don't know if that's like to catch up because Kat's like in good shape now with all the running she's been doing, or is it that far?
And does Dell keep Stormy saddled up and ready to go? Because that takes some time to saddle up a horse, and she had him ready and just took right off after her and still didn't catch her until the
Oh.
right at the pond.
Caught her right when she needed her to.
Yeah,
About to make that jump. Does she have the medicine at the beginning at this point?
she does. It's tucked in her
mm.
coat, so Dell
Okay.
can't see it.
About to make the jump, and then she hears, oh my gosh, Dell steps into scolding mother mode.
Catherine, where are
What are
you
you
What are you
going?
doing?
doing? Okay. Just living my life, mom. Sorry.
Just going for a dip. Leave
It's
me
about
alone.
time though.
Right.
Like we're almost two full seasons in, and you're just making your way over to the pond, getting all curious.
But also, the
Whatever.
only reason that she is curious is because Catherine's name is the talk of the town after the Founders Day episode of the newspaper has been released. And what does she
No,
say? It was a complete embarrassment.
I'm, I'm sorry. I know we talked about this last episode, but Elliot and Alice are not unintelligent people.
But are they award-winning journalists?
They are not, but they didn't have to be. They have computer skills,
Yeah.
and they could see that those pictures weren't good. Like, why would they send that like that?
There's
I
blank space. Maybe they weren't familiar with the format or the
Is
program.
that kind of like Microsoft Word when you add in one letter, it shifts everything around?
Maybe Byron had a really old and behind the times platform for them to use.
They
Right.
were using InDesign in the last episode when they were editing it because I was like, I felt for them because I was like, that's not the easiest tool to learn or
Okay,
software.
okay.
So, I mean, they should have just typed it up in like a Word doc.
The fact that the printer said, yes, I'm going to go ahead and print this.
Yeah, who is
Yeah,
their printer?
exactly.
Whole other story, though.
Mm-hmm.
It
Where's the
looks
proofreader?
so
Where's,
bad.
yeah, no, that,
There are a few people to blame in that situation then.
Mm.
I,
Mhm.
I
But
struggled with
Kat,
that
come
a little
on, get
bit.
to work for once.
Oh my gosh. But scolding Dell, just like, let's Cat have it. Don't you go anywhere. We are not done. Where
Yeah.
have you been going? And who interrupts Sam? Saved by the Sam in the conversation. He brings coffee. He's looking for a date. Dell
So
shuts that down real
flirtatious.
quick because she's still in angry, scolding mom mode.
One moonlight swim doesn't mean I want to be one of your girls.
Oh, you don't?
But I mean, well, you're kind of sending mixed signals, ma'am.
Oh, you
Stripping
don't?
down. But
You.
yeah, this is
Mm-hmm.
when he said my quote, though, right? The hinges on your barn are rusty.
Is that early?
And it comes up a little later again, and then another time or something. But I think that's when he first drops the line because I have a note that says that has a secret meaning. I just fixed mine and could do the same for you.
It's a euphemism.
Right? I was like, thank you, Rita.
Thank
We'll
you,
get to that
Rita.
part. But
Always. Yeah, okay. So he drops
just
the
let's take a poll. Does it mean something else?
1000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, the only thing it means is an excuse to go hang out with her.
But like, do you
Or
think he
to
knew what he was saying when he said those words?
what,
Hmm.
the rusty hinges?
Why they gotta
I,
be rusty?
I don't think so.
The
Because
hinges on your barn are rusty.
if we're really talking euphemisms and real weirdness, you just said that to with the red hair, but that's, I'm not
But
going to
like,
go there.
let's also take a look at these rusty hinges in my background. Wait, is he
I mean,
getting close to the barn?
they're
Mm.
rusty, but they're not
How does he know?
unusable.
Why is he lurking around that close? I just fixed
Because
mine. I could do the same for
Once
you.
again, I think
Stalker
it's just
Sam.
just an excuse to be there.
Stalker Sam.
All
Yeah.
right.
Creeping around all the time.
I'll accept that answer,
So
Sven.
yeah, Dell shuts down the rusty hinges, like, no, 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 we're not making this something that it's not. And she says, hold on, I gotta go back to fighting with my daughter, BRB. And it just goes on with it.
And then
And
excuses Alice. Alice, get out of here. I want to talk to her.
after Alice tries to like take the blame, like, oh, it's me,
Right.
my
Hmm.
fault.
And I understood the conversation between Kat and Alice when Alice says we have to tell her, and Kat is like, no, we don't want to get her hopes up.
Hmm.
But at this point, she had the perfect opportunity at the pond as she was getting ready to jump in and show her, hey, see you in a few hours. I'm
Watch
going
this, Mom.
underwater. You know,
Cannonball.
she falls back.
Hmm.
She had the perfect opportunity. And I don't think at that moment she gave Dell enough credit to be able to accept that.
Mm.
You think she could?
I think she would lose her mind at first. I mean, we saw it when Jacob came back, right? And then they explained everything. So what would be the difference of taking her to go see Jacob or telling her what happened and then eventually Jacob would come back? It'd be the same thing.
Oh,
Mm.
you're saying she should have jumped too?
She should have jumped, or Kat should have just said, "Hey, this is
Okay.
what's going on.
Because I
This is
thought like,
what's taking all my time. Why I can't finish the paper properly."
yeah,
Get in two places at once.
she's
Yeah.
in such a big hurry. All she cares about is like dying Jacob and how she has to be the savior. So I
Revenge.
imagine that's not on her mind.
And
But I feel like, yeah, if she just went in and jumped and was like, look, Mom, I'm going to time travel. And even if Dell saw it, she'd probably be like, you're just drowning and then have a panic attack or something.
Oh my gosh.
and then Dell would
I don't
jump in
know.
the pond with Stormy, and Stormy would take her to where she needs to be.
Maybe. Or then if
They'd
she
find
went with her,
Finn.
then she wouldn't get to the place that Kat needs
Oh,
to go.
what an alternate.
Mm,
But no, she doesn't do any of that stuff. Neither of them does
no.
anything. They just go back to fighting. They dig up their old beef with each other. Cat goes, come on, like, can't you just trust me? Like, trust that I know what I'm doing. Dell shuts that down. Nope, given our history, no, I can't trust you, Catherine.
Right? I'm like, come
It's
on.
fine. Maybe I should just leave.
So then she
Mhm.
doesn't Dell then see her go right back to the pond? Like go through the field? Like, hello,
Hello.
Yes.
come back.
So after her teenage temper tantrum on both of their parts, she ends up back at the pond. Cat tries to take the medicine back. Um,
Nice try.
this time she runs into Elliot.
Ugh. Can't she get a break? Just let her go heal her
Just sit
brother.
down.
And I like how Elliot said about the pond's not going to let her take that stuff back. She's
Mhm.
like, I don't have time for your theories about the pond. And then they come floating back up. Bloop.
So the dramatic rise.
So if an action could be a quote, that was my quote of the episode. That's not what I was talking about. But just watching that bloop
That
pop
should have
back
been one of
up,
our backgrounds.
like, oh my God, that's so funny. But it just once again, it solidifies what the writers have been saying that these theories that are being presented in the show are actual truths about the pond. So Elliot does have this right.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot take stuff like that back. And we talked about that too in a previous episode. Imagine if she took that back and it got into somebody else's hands with that modern day
Breaking the
medication and
time-space
stuff.
continuum.
Right. And even on the labels, it's got the dates and everything on them. So that would wreak havoc in the past.
The pond knows.
Yep.
Mm.
And the pond's like, no, no, no.
No, no,
Mm.
no. Blah,
Went to
blah,
my
blah.
house. Whoosh. Sorry, bad commercial. Anyways,
So Kat goes back. The medicine does not. We make our way back to the house. And lucky for Sven,
Who
who's
does
there?
make it back to the house?
who? What?
Who does?
Who's
This man.
there?
This man. Captain Nick.
Captain Nick is there. And of course, he runs right into Alice, and his energy is just, I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm always looking for something with Nick, just to like have an excuse to call him like a little creeper. But his energy was off this entire episode.
Oh, I've got my thoughts.
It's
Strange lingerings with
Hmm.
Alice.
He's
he's
up to something.
he's starting to things are starting to click in his brain about
Hmm.
Alice. I think the
Hmm.
more he hears her voice talking and
Mm,
later on in the episode with singing,
singing.
it's really starting to click. And just
And
having
then he gets
conversations with her.
jealous because she's gonna have a new boyfriend and no.
Yeah. I got the photo for that one. Let me tell
Oh
Okay,
no.
but we know what happens with his like betrothed. We get to that
Claire.
in this episode. So I can't help but wonder, did these thoughts and like realizations about Alice only pop up once he saw her? Or has he been thinking about this since he last saw her? Because from the get-go, like he's very like, Alice, hello.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
I thought,
We know what is to be known here, but do you know what we
He doesn't know what we know
he
that he
doesn't-
knows that they know.
know?
Sorry.
I still have my theory that Claire is fake. And I mean, I guess she could be real because he got dumped anyway or whatever, but I was like, oh, that's convenient. I feel like he's just here to figure out more low-key little details about why do I know this girl?
Hmm.
So,
Because unlike anyone else in this show, he knows something is happening and
right.
can recognize a face.
It's a little
And
observant.
he recognizes Noah as, wait a minute, what's this boy doing talking to Alice? And it's seen by this photo right here. Look at that look on Nick's face.
Good picture.
Yeah, that's funny.
Perfect.
I died a little bit in that scene though with Alice and Nick because Alice is like, I gotta get out of here. Like this is weird. I'm out. Tries to find an excuse. She's like, yeah, I gotta go get ready for school. I died because I love the whole life that these characters live before their 8:30 jobs start. I was like, there's no way that any of them have to get to school and like have to be professionals and students. And then Nick interrupts my like temper tantrum of thoughts, and he's like, on a Saturday? Oh, thank God.
And then she's
She's
like,
like,
oh,
Don't worry, there's
work.
good
no
work.
school today.
I'm like, do you even work either? When was the last time you were actually working? But who knows?
Glad to be out of sick
It
days.
was funny,
Yeah,
right?
that was good.
So Kat hops out of the pond, comes to the surface, realizes her body made it to the past. The medicine did not. She screams a profanity.
Oh, it was so funny. I don't
What?
remember what it was, but I just lost it. And I was
I
like, that could be my
Damn
quote.
you!
Was that it? Something like that you wouldn't regularly say.
I went to the parallel again, and that scene reminded me when Teen Colton
Yes,
came out of the pond and was smacking the water because it didn't let him do what he wanted.
totally.
So
Hmm.
another parallel there.
Father like daughter for sure.
Yes.
And in the spirit of lingering men, Thomas Cole is lurking around. We're just waiting for her. We find out he's been waiting for 2 days for her to come back.
Right?
Or just
Everybody, this is why we're focusing on linger more because everyone lingers.
Linger more.
Linger more, hidden
Yep.
meaning.
I think he was waiting for her to just float up to the top like Evie was floating in the pond.
Right. It was so weird.
So silly.
But he does get a little bit of a confirmation in this moment of like, oh, you are something weird. You didn't just die and drown in
Right.
the water. You came back two
Oh
days
my
later.
gosh. And I can't even with his like theories and how he talks to Kat throughout all of this and like trying to make sense of what he is thinking is going on here. He's just a hoot in this episode to me.
It's he's really starting to get his redemption arc
Mm,
because everybody thought of him as the bad guy and double crossed them and double crossed Jacob and stuff. But he's really starting to show how close him and Jacob were. And he made a point, and I'm sorry if I'm jumping too far ahead. He makes a point in the conversation with Kat about this is what Jacob has to do to survive in this time.
mm-hmm.
Because he's starting to believe that she's a time traveler,
Totally.
not just a witch.
But there are still so many instances, even in this episode, where they just keep like almost toying with us. Thomas toys with us, and Kat isn't fully certain she can trust him. And we as the viewers are also like trying to figure out what's going on. Like even when he brings her to the lighthouse and what like reunites her with Jacob, he opens up the trap door. Kat's like, "Yeah, I know. Like I got this. Like secret door. I can get in here." And then closes it behind her. And her instant reaction is like, "Kurt, Thomas, let me out." She thinks that he like trapped her down there and like
Yeah.
put her in a booby trap. Meanwhile, Susie's like, "No, no, no, we're good. Hey." So it's like there's still that like,
Uh-huh.
is he good? Is he bad? Is he good? Is he bad?
Yeah.
Right?
Kat doesn't see it yet.
Yeah.
She's yeah, she's still on the
But we
don't
still
trust.
get it with her throughout the entire episode.
Right. But we're maybe jaded because we know the outcome of Thomas in season 3 and stuff and what happens. So
Mm-hmm.
we're already looking at him as he's already redeemed himself. But trying to look at it, you're right, like through cat's eyes. Cat's eyes. Anyways, it doesn't, we don't get that yet. We still think a little shady yet.
Yes. Um, but yeah, so she ends up, Susie's down there, she's hard at work, she's making all the salves, getting all of her herbs going, trying to
Salve.
save,
She's making all her salves in that giant town. All right, go on.
um, just trying to save Jacob. Jacob is not doing well.
No.
And again, like shout out and round of applause to Susie Girl's medicinal
Oh,
work that she's able to do with all of her herbs and everything.
her confidence when she was like, I healed your wound. And then I started cracking up, remembering Kat getting shot in the arm. And I feel like it was no big deal. And then I was like, you know what? Susie did do a good job of healing
She
that.
did
I
do a good
trust her
job.
too. And that is one character I can
And
trust.
what were the contagions that she was pulling out? Was it just
Um,
like
Dirty?
infection from like a dirty whip and got dirt in there or something?
Yeah, I
Tetanus or
was thinking it was
something?
like more of like an infection type. I don't know. But she did, what was the word that I wrote down? Poultice. She said something about that. And I was like, what is that now?
What that word means.
And I was like, I had the captions on, and that's the only reason why I noticed it. And I was just like, is this like a salve all over again? Another weird word that I don't know what it is. So Maybe a point to ponder, minorly ponder it, look it up what it is, because I don't know.
Um, yeah, okay, so we blast back to the future. Nick is creeping again.
Just hanging out on the couch.
Oh yeah, I
Hey,
forgot about
you
that
know
part.
No
what?
one even knows he's there.
Elliot needs to move that key. All right. Nick was in the right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know where it's at. You can come on in.
Um, but yeah, Nick announces, I'm here, boys' weekend, let's live it up. My radar instantly goes to, uh-oh, what happened? Why are you here?
Well, he said he felt bad for missing the
Founders
Founders
Day.
Day speech. And I was like, was that really that big of a deal to Elliot? Did I miss something in that episode? I was like, you just need an excuse. Come
Mm-hmm.
I
back and investigate.
I think the big thing for Elliot and him, Nick saying he wanted to be there was once again, I'm going to use this word, and I don't mean to use it a lot, but it's a
Val.
redemption, a family redemption. Because the
Colton?
last time an Augustine spoke at the Founders Day festival, it was his dad, Vic, and we know it
Yeah.
happened then. So
Yeah.
Mm,
now he got to kind of show everybody, hey, that was a one-off. We're a good family. We were part of this town.
Yes.
yeah.
Keep the story and that. And I think Nick, I think he knew about what Vic did back then.
Yeah.
So I think he was just talking as like support his bro,
Yeah. And
be there for him.
speaking of supporting bro, I liked that they had that conversation because I think when they're kids, you don't see that connection or understanding between the two of them. So
Right.
he was talking about that. I was like, oh, another person to support Elliot other than
Right.
Colton or Dell or anything. I was like, that's really nice to see.
And teenage boys don't really communicate that way unless you're on Dawson's Creek.
Mm,
Um, so as they're older now and grown, yeah, that kind of communication can take place finally.
hmm. That was nice.
And then they do go into some deeper conversation about Nick and his situation.
The hole in the wall.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot about that. And
yeah,
how he oh yeah, that was an interesting point of Elliot's character where he was like, why didn't you fix that? Like you fixed his whole house and you left the punch in the wall. That's odd.
right.
Remind him of what he doesn't want to be.
Oof.
Yeah, he says it's there to remember and never be like him, which we know is
Right.
Vic.
Mm.
Like, I don't think any of us think you're going to, but I guess you would feel that way if you were related.
Definitely
Yeah,
opening up a lot of curiosity about his dad and all that stuff, which we learn a whole lot more about in season 3.
but
yeah.
not enough.
Yeah.
Wait
Speaking
till
of
Well,
season
there's more in
four.
Nick.
season 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so they make it to the coffee shop. Nick is still creeping. He's super excited to see Alice. Elliot knows this is inappropriate. This is awkward. We need to get out of here. Tries to rush them out. I laughed so hard when Nick jabs at the newspaper edition. He goes, "Come on, what'd Cat do? Like hire a 12-year-old to make this
Written by
for you?"
12-year-old.
Alice is like, "I'm 16."
Right.
I'm
Maybe if I went
16,
to school, I would have been able to write that a little faster, but
Elliot's like, "I'm how old are they?"
40.
32.
That's it. Wait,
No.
my age?
That was 22, 23.
So 38,
Oh my gosh, I'm
39.
almost as old as them.
Because,
Nice.
well, Cat or Alice was born in 2007.
Hmm.
And so they
Sure.
graduated in 2000
No,
after the Y2K party.
No, they were young
no,
then,
they were
right?
young.
Like 16, 15,
It
16.
was at least
2002.
2001.
2002. 2002, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 18 and
So they were
2007,
older than I
5,
thought.
23, 39. Yeah, 39 years old.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
go with that number. That's right
That
now.
party, okay, maybe it is a bad look then because they're like 25 at that point or whatever we just mathed out. in
Yeah.
2007. Like in my eyes, I know it was after high school, but I was like still picturing them as like 16-year-olds, probably because
No,
same
it's when
characters.
everybody's done with college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2007. So I'm like, why are you guys making such a mess? You're after college, like
Well, that's when you learn how to party.
that
Yeah.
after college, and you're going back to your hometown. That I do shame them. I thought they were 16 and I thought it was so scandalous about baby stuff and oh my gosh, but it's like you're a full grown woman. What do I care?
Yeah, that no, that changes a lot of things.
I
And I
mean,
still can't get over this jump and the fact that like the whole Lingermore thing happened in 2007. And it's like, okay, but like you weren't 16 or like any
right.
Yeah.
like
And they were
cause
all
shot.
legal drinking age, then they had alcohol.
Yeah, there's nothing
So,
shady about this,
Right.
which again just makes this whole like drama amping up this whole Lingermore fiasco so silly.
right.
Yes.
Which
Um,
we will see next in 2 weeks.
I can't
woo.
wait.
Episode 8.
Come in costume, everyone.
Linger more.
I did think it was really interesting though that in that conversation at the coffee house, Nick and Elliot start talking about like, oh man, it's just been like crazy. I didn't know that like Lingermore was for sale and all that stuff. Like Evelyn's been locked up in there for like what, 20 years? And
Locked up.
So
Elliot
she was,
goes, no,
which
17.
that didn't track.
But then they all start talking about like, oh wait, what why was she locked up? And she was like, because of that party that happened. And Ellie's
Yeah.
like, yeah, kids can be so stupid at that age. She really felt like the town let her down.
What?
All
Yeah.
this stuff was said, and I was like, wait a minute. She turned into a recluse after that party?
No. She probably would have joined in and said, okay,
That's what they're portraying. Yes.
Yeah.
that
And
must
nobody
be
caught
a
the fact
mistake.
that they said, when Elliot corrected him, said 17, and Alice goes 17 years. Nobody wanted to say how long has it been? 17?
No, no Twilight fans here.
I bet there's some
I'm
Twilight
also
fans out
like,
there, and they know
Alice,
that.
did you do the math? Because I think you're 17 right now.
Okay, I do have a note about
Yeah.
that I discovered later on when she was like digging up stuff with Noah at the archives or whatever. And I was like, you keep saying 2007. Do you not realize like, whoa, even if she's born in 2008 or whatever, like I was born then. Aren't
Connect
you
the
wondering
dots.
what my mom was doing? Because I was about to be born.
Do we know when the
Huh.
Lingermore party was? What time of year?
Um,
Elliot had written in his journal that we see later on, like, I can't believe this happened.
mhm,
Will Alice ever talk to me again?
mhm.
It was October 28th, 2007.
Okay. That's why I
Okay.
thought it was a Halloween party
So
because
the
they're all dressed
way
up. And she's a cat,
Kat
right?
Kat didn't know she was pregnant,
Yeah.
and she obviously wasn't showing. So that means Alice was actually born in 2008.
2008.
2008. But even so, I mean, I guess that is fair. If I heard 1992 versus 1993, I might not care as much, but still I'd be like, hmm.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think Alice is 17 years old right now,
How long
or
has she been
close to.
pregnant?
So, like, regardless of
Yeah.
like the age, you hear something, you're like, wait a minute, this whole Lingermore thing happened,
Right.
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
Come on,
Yeah.
Alice.
Uh-huh. But I think there's more to it with that recluse Evie thing. I don't know. We'll find out more hopefully at some point in the future, but I'm
Yeah,
not okay with just that.
yeah. So yeah, a lot of questions, a lot of scrunched eyebrows in that conversation for sure. Had the gears turning. Um,
One quick thing, that is when Nick brings up to Elliot that he wants to buy Colton's boat.
oh.
And that's
Just an excuse to stay closer
a big part of the story. Yeah, because
to all the happenings.
obviously, and he said he's not going anywhere. So now we're
Mhm.
wondering, why is Nick there? What happened to Claire Bear and everything, so
Fascinating.
Yeah.
no, it's not Alice. Stop it.
Um, so we flash forward, the gals are chatting, my gals, chatting on the front porch. Rita is yapping away.
Oh, I love the way she started that conversation. Did my
Which
hinges look rusty?
did my hinges
That
on my
euphemism?
did the hinges on my barn look rusty?
Yeah, it's like, oh, That was a great way to start
And she
that off.
goes, right after that, though, she goes, is that a euphemism? Like, she doesn't even hold back.
Knows.
My girl.
She knows.
Right.
But then once you get her started, Rita's like, oh, Sam canceled on my second date. Like, we didn't have a second date, but whatever. He's not even my type.
Yeah, right. If he'd have
Like,
asked
I
for a
guess he
second
has a
date,
new girl that he's more serious about, but I don't know who.
Hmm.
Sneaky Dell wouldn't tell her right there.
And Dell's like, ooh, is it
Then
me?
she does suggest, like, oh, you should get Sam over here to check out those hinges of yours. Like,
That was
who
so
does
funny.
she?
That was the best. The
Who does she?
hinges. A shout out for the hinges.
What gets me is that Sam was canceling his dates with all these women. What the heck was he doing?
Also, what other women? 12 people live in this town.
Well, he's with all of them. That's why it's so scandalous. They all know each other and it's all incestual.
8,000 people live in that town.
Not
It's
8,000.
huge.
Not
I
8,000.
will
Oh, it's
also say,
huge. It's a
something
huge
that
town.
again reinforced the size of this town was when the scene before we were just talking about when Monica was like, that wasn't a good moment for our town about Lingermore. And I was like, your whole town was affected by these 20 kids or whatever getting together as full-grown
No,
adults.
yeah, I'm not going to pick that apart. You're right. I'll give you that.
Like around here, that wouldn't even be on the news.
No, but we would still
But
say,
17 years later, we're still crying about
we
it.
would still use that term, though, I think,
But
Lingermore.
again, it's just
about
like
our
an
town or our city,
inaccurate reaction to something that like wasn't that big of a
I
deal.
know.
I can't wait to rewatch this episode and just be like proven so wrong that like, wait a minute, it actually was a really big deal. This is why they're hyping it up. But it's just like again with the drama, like, oh, that wasn't a great moment in this town.
I mean, I can count on two hands the number of parties we had back at that age that went horribly wrong.
Mm,
That is 10 times worse than what happened here.
Oh, tell us then.
I'll tell you
yeah.
guys later. But I mean, it's just like, wow, yeah, I don't, phew, I guess it just went over my head. But also, I mean, they need some drama or something, right?
Well, we also Noah is given an opportunity to perk his ears up and be like, "Ooh, I'm interested in this. Let's break into your mom's like government protected job and let's figure out exactly what happened at Lingermore and let's dig through the records and do all the things. I'm sure your mom's got a key somewhere. Let's break in."
Hmm.
Okay, all caps Noah.
I'm surprised he didn't break the glass on the door and unlock it and break in, but
Go for
at least he
it.
went with a key.
Oh my gosh. So at this point, it's been a minute since we've seen Kitty Cat. And we see her having this like lovely conversation with Thomas, and he knows like you're not like all mortal, like something is off here. Like
Right.
I waited for you for 2 days. You come out of the same body of water, totally fine that you jumped in 48 hours earlier. What's up?
And then she claims she's not a witch, but Thomas isn't buying it
Oh, he laughs
until
in her face.
until he's like, what kind of witch doesn't know her herbs well?
Okay, but also can we talk about the in this scene, like he does the thing, and I can't remember if he says this before or after, but honorable second place mention to hilarious body movement goes to Thomas tackling Cat to the ground as Cyrus's men are coming up.
Behind the log.
Just straight limp body falling into the leaves. I rewatched it like 5 times and laughed out loud so hard. If you have not, go and do it. It's just straight up like I can't even do it. I can't make my body that limp.
Kendra can do it.
Oh
He
my
just
God.
tackles her. And at some point in that conversation, Kat says something, and Thomas just looks at her and goes, "Yes, witch." I died. And I was like, I
Yes,
need people
witch.
to address me in that way.
Right. She just went like Thomas, like she was gonna say something, and he goes,
Yes,
"Yes, witch."
witch.
Once again, though, the sightlines on this show are driving me bonkers because they're standing there in the woods talking as loud as you and I are right now. Just talking, right? Just standing there. And then they hear Cyrus's men and the whole collapse happens.
The
grabs her, they fall
clothes.
down, right? Yeah. And the men are standing right there in the path. How did they not see them just looking straight ahead?
Right.
Kind of like the
Hear
whole storming in
them.
the field, and it's like they keep doing this, and I get it. You're not working on a Game of Thrones type budget and to make each episode of its own movie, but I had a problem with that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
witch.
Yes, which
Thomas. Yes.
Yes, witch.
Oh my
um
God, that was the best thing. I have so many in my notes just
I was laughing out loud, rewatching so many different parts of this episode.
yeah.
yes, witch.
So, yes, witch.
Um but then she tells him the truth,
I'm a
Spills the
time
beans.
traveler.
right?
And
I'm
he
not a witch.
laughs.
What?
He just
Cracks up.
laughs.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. 1814. What do you know about time travel at this point?
Mm,
What do you
H.G.
know
Wells
about
hasn't
time
even
travel at
written
any point?
War or the Time Machine yet. I mean, what do they know? Is time travel like a topic of discussion in
yeah.
1814?
Or is it, yeah, it's like, what is that?
I mean, you
Rage.
gotta think
Kid.
about when these things are introduced to the world. I mean, it goes back to, I mean, we can go back further. George Washington died and never even knew dinosaurs existed because they weren't found out until after he died. So it just goes
What?
to show how the information goes. Oh yeah, they were discovered like in 1834 or something after
Well,
George Washington.
I'll be.
But or 1813, I don't remember, but it was after George Washington died. But so it's like the same thing. Like when did time travel become
Yeah.
a known entity? Like
Mm,
Good question.
it's
that's a
not like he
great
looks it up on the
question.
internet, right?
Right. I
I don't
think
know.
since he's able to laugh at it, he would be aware of what it is.
Yeah, it sounded like he knew all about it, but
Or other than if I didn't know, I'd be like, what is
and
that?
maybe, I mean,
But
somebody's going to comment out there, hey, the time that, time travel became
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
known, and we'd appreciate that. That'd be great.
right.
That's info for us.
But yeah, he seems like he says that's a little far-fetched. And Kat's response to that was pretty good on her part. Just more far-fetched than witchcraft.
Right.
I mean, he's got a front row seat to Susie's magical powers.
Right. And then he's just like, fair point, and just drops it. Like, aren't you going to inquire more about
Accept it,
it? Wouldn't that
witch.
pique your interest a little
Right.
bit?
Is it better to just not know with her at this point? Like,
Yeah. But then he does ask her a question if she's a true time traveler. Who wins this war?
oh yeah.
She says, well, it's kind
The
of a
tie.
draw.
Oh,
And then, so another good quote. And then he says, you're more helpful as a witch, as
Ah,
yeah.
a time traveler. So, yeah, I mean, she didn't really give a good answer to that.
No. I
but
did
she
like
just like told all of her deep dark secrets to him. No big deal whatsoever. She can't tell her mom anything.
Right.
She tells this like strange two-faced, can I trust him man, everything.
Which, again,
he's
Seconds.
hot.
if Elliot found out, he'd lose his mind because you're not supposed to tell people in the past about stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, once again, Kat's breaking the rules. She's the rule breaker of the pond.
Mm-hmm.
Because Fern thought it was Colton, but he's not. It's going to be Kat. It's always Kat.
It's always
Always
cat.
cat.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So
So
we
then
pop
we
back. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. I was just going to say what you were going to say,
I was
that we
gonna
pop
say, so we
back to the
pop back to the
future,
future.
or actually now,
Present.
present time. Yeah.
Jinx. And Nick goes to Dell and says, hey, I want the boat.
Yep.
Could really use a project, just put something to put all my time, all my money into. Instant red flag. Are you not getting married? It's the first thought that comes to my head. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean all your
And
time and all your money?
are you moving back here permanently?
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen with when he figures out the whole Alice thing? You can tell Elliot's worried about that a little bit, in good reason. But
Um,
yeah, Dell says she'll think it over. She's not ready to part with it yet. She almost did once already. So She turned that one down, so she's not quite ready. Even though it's Nick, I think she'll give it
Right.
more consideration since it is him. But we find out that doesn't really matter.
But of course, then Stalker Sam comes and interrupts everything again, shows up, and I died. I died. Go back to this part in the episode, watch it 5 times. Also, Sam walks up, the young lads walk away. Nick's super chill. He goes, yeah, hey man. Elliot addresses Sam and goes, sir, turns around, snaps his neck back at him, and does a little face and like looks at him like, what a man.
What the heck?
I didn't take it that way. I
I
took
need
it
to see it.
as
Where's the replay?
I took it as he was looking at him and like sizing him up because he knows he's smitten with Dell, and he's like, "All
There
right,
is
I
a
gotta keep my
cheeky
eye
little
on you,"
smile on his face. He's like,
because he really thinks of Dell as a mother figure in his life. So he's like, "Who's this man trying to date my mother figure?"
yeah.
Because
Totally get that when he's like, when he refers to him as sir.
right,
And
Sir.
it's like, you're grown up, Elliot. But no, go back, watch his face.
What
yeah,
the
he's
heck?
or he is thinking like, "Hey, look at this man," and like, Dell, good
What a
job.
man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. That's the reaction that I get from
I
him.
am leaving that in there for
The
all of
face,
you to enjoy.
the face I
Welcome.
think was at Dell because I mean I didn't even notice the face apparently, which seems unlike
Oh
me.
my gosh, Kendra, it's so funny.
But he did it because he's like, ooh, this guy's hanging out with all the honeys, the whole 10 of them in this town, but he's chasing after Dell.
He's got a thing for
Ooh.
her.
I wonder what kind of wine he drinks. We'll find out.
Leave the milk. Remember that?
What are you talking about?
No.
Guess you'll just have to wait. Couldn't tell you what season or episode it's in.
All right, we
The
can wait.
milk, when they spill the milk on the counter.
Oh,
Right.
yes. Hot Elliot.
Because Sven was like, wonder what kind of wine they drink.
Leave the milk. Just leave it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so all caps Noah and Alice are looking around. They're trying to pull articles over at the Herald. They see the pulled articles file because they can't find anything about this Lingermore party. Because newsflash, it wasn't that big of a deal. They had to pull it because Byron was like, "This is headline news in this podunk town. Guys, we gotta do better than this." And so they put it in the pulled articles folder back in the like lost filing cabinet. We get a film strip.
This is the man that sent Kat to interview the farmer with the world's biggest cucumber or whatever.
Maybe there was more depth to that
I
story
think
than
he has a hard time knowing what news is.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, sorry to
Um,
interrupt. Keep going.
Alice and Noah have like a weird thing, and I'm trying to figure out. I want Noah to have a bigger storyline and more purpose to the bigger picture of this show. And I don't know if I'm just like looking for stuff where stuff might not be, but why is he so awkward anytime he gets close to connecting with Alice?
I have a theory, but I don't think I should say it.
Do it.
Because it's more than just like awkward
What
romance.
the first thing that I thought of,
He's
and I
old.
apologize for this if people take this the wrong way, don't. But the first thought I
Okay.
thought of when
No.
Noah and Alice kissed and how he felt awkward is that Noah's actually gay.
Oh.
And he's trying to go out with Alice either to prove to himself or to other people like he hasn't accepted that or opened up to that because that kiss, he really acted like, whoa, that's not for me. And I don't know if it was that.
Interesting.
I mean, that may be going way too far into it, but
Yeah.
and then his closeness with Max, and it just,
Oh,
I mean, I don't know. I just get this weird vibe.
gonna be a
Or he's
throuple.
just really not into Alice like she's into him. Like he's more into her like a buddy.
Or
But he is. He's like another investigator or something. Because there's that like he's the lingerer. Like, why are you always here then?
And
If
remember,
you
he
don't like
showed
me as
up
just a
same
friend.
exact
I know,
day,
but
episode, all the things as Sam did.
I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, you guys are probably exactly totally right,
Maybe
but it's
he's
just these
dating
vibes I'm
Sam.
getting. Yeah, maybe.
That's a theory.
Maybe he looks at him the way Elliot did. Hey.
Ah.
All right. I gotta put a note,
Um,
insert that meme of them, like those two walking together
what
and
a
Sam
man,
walks
what a
by.
man, what a man,
Oh,
what a mighty good man. Anyways, yeah, there's something weird with those two. Like they obviously have like a lovely chemistry, whatever that may be between the two of them. But it's like the second they get too close, he freaks out so hardcore
yeah.
and keeps lurking around.
Hmm.
So
And maybe he's just awkward,
noted.
never really had a girlfriend. I mean,
But like,
Maybe.
didn't they portray him as like this hot, like rebellious dropout, like guy in the beginning? Or was
just,
that
well,
just
they
me?
portrayed him as the most popular because he was such a good swimmer.
Yeah, but
But
like,
he
since
was
when do swimmers get popular? Maybe in this small town.
maybe in the
Hello.
what small
What's
town
his
has a
name?
swim team? This has got to
Paxton
be a bigger
Yoshida?
town. What? We
Gosh.
talked over you. What'd you say?
I know, I didn't even hear you.
Swimmers are so hot with the teenage crowd now. Paxton Hall Yoshida,
Oh, yes, my
never have
God.
I ever.
Mm. You should
Swimmers
watch
are
that
the hotties
sometime.
now.
No
But
idea
he's
what they're talking
like
about.
40 years old. Um,
So is Noah.
no, I had to say, okay, we'll come back to this Noah thing, put a pin in it because he does have a redemption scene at the end of the episode, which was great. But I will leave it as he looked so old when he looked at her when they were researching Lingermore or something. They had this one shot like they were about to make out or something. That dude looked 45, and I was like, who casted him? But then later on, he does seem a little younger when he's getting more playful, blah, 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 having a personality. But
Mm.
I was afraid then. I was like, you are too old. You are the age of Sam Bishop, and you guys are best friends traveling together or something.
Maybe more.
Maybe
Maybe
more.
maybe Noah is Casey's father.
Oh, yeah.
Put that in the theory list.
Yeah, he doesn't even want to process it.
She's
Because if
thinking
I
how that
keep
could work.
nodding,
How does
it'll
that
pass.
work?
And I'm like, does Noah know something? And that's why he's awkward. Like, so many questions. But there's like an over exaggerated awkwardness between the two of
There
them.
is really
That's
bad.
just not
Yeah.
needed. Like,
I will say their duet was pretty good.
so good, but hold on to it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Flashback to the 1800s. Poor, I feel so bad for Jacob as he's coming in and out of like consciousness and in and out of delirium. And he's having these like wild fever dreams and like hallucinating. And his sister is actually there and he's not hallucinating. Like the poor deer.
Right? Leave him alone, Cat. Let
The
him heal on
poor
his
deer.
own.
Back off and give him space, Catherine.
Uh-huh. And she's just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, she has such a connection to him, but like can never remember, like, dude,
He's
he's not
not eight.
aware of
Right.
you. Yeah. He has a life, all this other stuff.
Mm. He
You're not the
crumbles
top
at the
thing on his
realization of that in the end of this
list.
episode.
And
Yeah.
and she just goes off and just starts screaming at everybody and anybody. And then
Great acting because like the voice transformation, like
Got
she is
all
in a
forced.
state of hysteria.
right.
Hmm.
And then this is where she learns that a lot of the smuggling is Jacob's idea.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
Thomas is there to help him, and they're in there to be partners. She doesn't want to believe it. She's going to blame Thomas for everything because her 8-year-old brother wouldn't do that.
He
Never.
was creative and smart and kind or
Kind,
whatever.
But that
Oh, but
doesn't mean you don't cheat, steal, and lie
lie.
to
right.
survive during that time.
Everything he was saying, I felt like I was like, I like you, Thomas. Okay, you have like some substance and to your
Yeah,
character. Like everything he was the way he talks to her is kind of
They're
refreshing.
so meant for each other.
he was speaking
Right.
truths, and she didn't want to
Grounding.
hear it.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Rather than like Elliot and her have those little things, but they're just like both like equally like Thomas will just be
Oh,
like,
he
you
spits
need
the
to hear this.
facts. And then like she does try and rebel, but in the end, every time that they're done, she's just like,
I
like he
really wish he'd have
he said
thrown her
all
in
the
the ocean.
things.
Oh, I was really hoping he throws her in, even though this is like the fourth or fifth time we've seen this episode. I was just hoping maybe they had some extra
Totally.
footage and he
But it
dunked
was
her.
a foot deep. They were acting like they were on the edge of a cliff. Like, why would you do that?
I know.
Like,
I thought you needed to cool
I
off.
thought you needed to cool off.
Ooh, I do witch. Let's go.
So instead, I got my
Witch.
boots wet, and that's it.
Woo. Yes, witch.
Yes, witch. That's a new t-shirt for us in the
Put it in
shop.
the Etsy shop. My God. So after all of the hysterical yelling and reacting from Kat, who, yes, I feel bad for you, but it's also just like, come on, girl.
I think that scene elevated too quickly, where she just went into a rage yelling, and some of the stuff she was yelling about was like, "Come on, you're just not seeing what's going on and listening to what's
Mhm.
going on."
She's locked and loaded with all the emotions.
She
Mhm.
is locked and loaded with the emotions for an 8-year-old Jacob, not
Yeah,
32-year-old.
yeah, totally. And it's just so crazy. She's so close to getting him back. So she's like so close, like, it's just like so close, so close,
Mhm.
so close, but like still
Right?
can't get it. Um,
Didn't
Elliot and
she
Nick.
say that?
Oh, what?
Didn't she say that?
Does
That
she?
she's so close, but yet still so far away.
I don't know. That's so
Yeah,
poetic if she didn't say it.
she did. One, I think she was the one that said it. I'm
Okay.
not sure if it was during that conversation or not, but yeah.
So Elliot and Nick are hanging around the fire, continuing their boys' weekend, and Nick finally spills the beans. Claire called off the wedding. She's out.
Yeah. Player Bear.
And it's
Did
like,
she ever exist?
Alice did. Um, uh, yeah, I mean, we don't know if she did. They've never cast a Claire that we know of, maybe for season four, but as of right now, no. And her name, she does come up in season three that we know.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick wants to reconcile and run to her, so.
Mm.
Okay. Once he realizes there's no hope for him and Alice.
No, once he realizes he doesn't get the boat, he's like, I'm out of here.
Mhm.
Screw you, Dell. I'm gone. But
Speaking of the boat, Alice makes a cringy phone call to Noah. Nick overhears it. They have yet again another awkward moment.
Mm.
Like,
The
ugh.
only thing I took from that scene was it did kind of Sven bring up the does Alice like you more than you like Alice kind of thing, you know, that scene. But also I was like, can you delete voicemails?
I've never known how to do that.
Is that a thing? Because she was like, I'll just delete it. And I was like, do you not know how they work because you're a newer generation and don't typically talk on the phone? But from what I know is once that thing is sent, it's sent for good and you never see it
well,
again.
a lot of times they say when you're done recording, you can hang up and it'll send or press pound or four, one of those, for more options. So maybe that is an option to delete it.
Okay. Another thing, put it in the comments, please, if you already know.
Yeah. Either way, she sent it.
Yeah, it was
So
funny.
cringy, so cringy. Um, but yeah, he ends up coming over.
Right, it worked.
Yeah.
Whatever she said, I don't even remember, but
And he's got this new photo processor app with this technology where he can just process photos with the
hey.
MacBook. Like, we're good. We can do all the things. Like, who needs a dark room?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my gosh, you guys, I think this might be my entire, like, my favorite scene of the entire series when they start singing their Backstreet Boys song.
Yeah. And she
Also, shout out
harmonizes off
Noah.
the
Like, are
guitar.
you the sixth lost member of the Backstreet Boys?
He sounded
He
good.
sounded so
He was
good.
Yeah.
telling Alice, like, you're the singer. And I was like, are you though? You
You
guys could be a
are
little
Right.
duet group. But
Karaoke
yeah,
is in his future.
cool.
that whole scene, if we're ready for it, just really changed the way I see him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not ready for it. I mean, I've seen this scene before and remembered it quite well because it was fun, but I was just like, I don't want to like you. But at least if you're going to be around, I'd rather like you than not be able to stand you like some of the
Yeah.
others, the
They
other
start
lingerers,
laughing
Yeah.
and singing and
right?
kissing.
So the window was,
Whoa.
but the big part from this scene, I got to work Nick in here,
Always.
is Nick and Dell overhear them singing because, it's 30 degrees out and they got the window open. But they were singing and Dell and
Oh,
Nick overheard that. And you could see the wheels start turning that he recognizes that singing voice. And I think he's really now starting to put the dots together.
she's
Right.
unforgettable.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
like he's known all along, but it's like
That was the
it's
confirmation.
a thing that you can't even fathom. But like once
Right.
you hear that, it's like there's no denying this. What is it?
Right. What is
So,
going on here? So yeah, I think that's, you know, hopefully we see more about that in the upcoming episodes that he discovers who she is and they have a conversation.
mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
and that leads to some of my favorite scenes. But that's down the road. Uh, but yeah, I really think that's kind of the tip of the thing for him to start to
Yeah.
figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, we know.
We need to mention there was a quick scene of Kat and Thomas. Oh, speaking of parallels, we got to mention the parallels again. I like how Elliot and Nick were on the beach talking about him, Claire calling it off, and they're having a serious conversation. And then we flash back to Kat and Thomas. They're actually on the same beach having these
Yes.
conversations. So I think that was really cool how once again, this is the spot
Good
in
old
Port
Real
family.
Haven,
bonfires.
but these people, that's where they go to talk. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but this is where Thomas opens up to her, to Kat, about losing two of his brothers.
Oh yes.
And if he lost Jacob, it would be like losing a third.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And I think that kind of opened Kat's eyes a little bit about what Jacob means to Thomas, that he's not
yeah.
just using him and just trying to scam him and take the fall for the rum and this and that they are actually close.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, wow, he probably is closer to your brother than you are.
Mhm.
Right.
Kind of like, whoa, oh, okay.
And then this is where where Kat talked about, she said, how can you be so close and yet so far from the whole
Mm,
Jacob getting him home? And
Mm.
so, but that was, I went back to that just because of that conversation Thomas had. And it kind of humanize him a little more, make him more, get that arc coming around where people are starting
mm-hmm.
to trust him and say, hey, he is a good guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm
And
glad you brought
then,
that up. Oh.
yeah, so then the Nick and Alice conversation and the scene happens, and we go back to 1814, and Kat is having a conversation with Susie about smuggling. Take it away, Sam's girl.
I was gonna say what happens in this conversation because I don't even know.
This
Wait,
is the
what?
one where Susanna talks about her father was a smuggler and he used to sell the illegal rum in his shop, and she didn't want to do that.
Tried to.
Yeah, she didn't
Mm,
want to go down that road. But Thomas was in business with her father, so they've known each other for a long time.
okay. There's always one scene I completely miss when watching these episodes back. That is the one.
Yeah,
I
so
have no recollection of it.
so it just kind of makes um kind of a bridge to the past of how Thomas and Susanna are so close
Okay,
because
Yeah.
that makes
Thomas was a
sense.
partner with her dad.
hmm Okay.
And Susanna didn't want to do the smuggling. She did say she thought it would be easier if she did it because she'd probably be in a better place financially,
Mm.
but it's not in her morals, so good for her.
hmm
And then Kat, um, she thanks her for everything she did for Jacob. Jacob starts to stir a little bit, and then starts yelling at Thomas again about getting Jacob back to the pond.
No can do.
Right.
And once again, Thomas comes through and reminds Kat that she has a daughter and is like, hey, you have someone important in your life. And
Yeah,
she's
it's like,
like,
who cares about me? Take
Right.
me.
Alice,
I
right? I'm
can
like,
die.
Yeah. And then yeah, the whole thing with Cyrus's men coming up. This
mm,
drives me insane. And here are these men. You could hear them. They're not far away. They're within earshot, right? They're walking right up, and he's like, "You've got to get down below. You've got to hide." And she's just, no, no. She wants to keep talking to him. No, but you got to be careful. You got to do this. You got to like, you're gonna
Unstable.
get
yes.
caught, and
So,
you're gonna die. They're gonna kill Jacob. Just get your butt down in that cellar and hide.
yeah, I had a realization that Kat lives 1814 like she's in a video game and has lives that, okay, there's one life, there's two life. It's okay. Let me go around here and fight. I'll just die and then come back. Like, she just thinks she's invincible. But I'm like, girl, this is your real life. I'm pretty sure if you die here, you're just gone. But she was like,
What
no
would happen?
inhibitions, no cares,
I
risky.
Yeah, if she died in 1814, it would be like
What would
in the present
happen?
day, like she's just a missing person.
Right. She's not just gonna wake up in from a
Or did she
nap
ever
in modern
exist?
times.
Right. She would just be it. I mean, that'd be it. So,
Yeah.
So wild.
Yeah. So
But she starts singing to him. The
mm-hmm.
gunshot that they hear while they're in hiding is not anyone getting harmed.
Mm-hmm.
Cyrus calling off his men or something like that.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
a little reckless, but
So
whatever.
then
Whatever
Kat
works.
starts singing a Colton song to Jacob.
In my whole life. Was it that one? Good and bad
Was it
and
that one?
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
And Jacob.
Not
We're
yet. Not yet. Not yet. That's the end of this episode.
there.
No, we're not. No, we're
Don't
not.
look at it.
Because um
At this instead.
We're there.
so no. So
That's where
yeah,
I'm
we're right
at.
there. Rusty hinges because before they started singing, Noah loaded that photo into the computer and it just had to run process the negative. And so that scene ends with they get to see the photo and they
Blood
see the mask and she's like, is that blood?
in the glasses.
And of course, Elliot's the only person in this town who wears glasses because there's glasses on the floor. And she's
Because
like,
there's 12
Elliot,
people in town.
The
there's
white
8,000
person.
people with
Proved
good
us right.
8,000 people with good eyesight. So yeah, so right away she's like, Elliot. But then it flashes to Elliot. And I didn't mention this earlier, Kelly, when you talked about it. I do have what was written in the journal that he was reading.
What do you have?
October 18th, 2007.
Yup.
He says, "How can I face Alice again if she ever comes back?" Question mark, question mark. I don't even know how to write this. I don't even know what to say, except it's all my fault. I keep asking myself over and over again, what have I done? Well, I know what I've done. I broke and that's where it stops. So,
Well,
what did he break?
we know you just pushed her man or whatever, and then she was the one who ended up falling into the pool and getting concussed, and then someone was bleeding, and then she ended up in the hospital and had a kid.
Yeah,
Right? Isn't that
right.
all that happened? Am I missing something?
So, I don't know what he broke. He
His
broke
glasses?
his glasses. Yeah, that mask. I don't
I
know.
can't wait to
Someone's
watch
heart?
this episode.
Me too. I hope Spilsky's there.
You know he will
He
be.
will be. Well, we're gonna find him in the background at least.
That's why
With his
Monica was
Balloony
so
Dazzled
excited.
masquerade mask on.
Right. So after he reads or he's looking at that journal, now we go to Kat and Jacob and the singing, and she brushes his face and tells him, don't go. We're supposed to be a team. She can't lose him again. She sings to him. His memories of home. He starts seeing this stuff. She thinks he's dying, but then what does he do? Not gonna do it.
God.
It's Jon Snow. No, it's
And he does say
Jacob.
cat, which is, I think, an interesting thing. He remembers
Yep.
and knows. And that's kind of probably nice for Kat to hear and nice for us to hear because she's been so set on things. And it's like, okay,
Right.
there's your validation, girl. Cool.
There you go.
What does he think though? Because he remembers Cat as Teen Cat.
And he's like, wow, you haven't changed at all.
You
I'm a
look
full
great in
grown
this
man.
1814 garb, dressed as a man, so
Dressed
nobody
as a
knows who you
man.
are.
Oh, yeah. That was one thing that made me laugh so hard when she was like panicking on the shores with Thomas. And they just show her like in her manly outfit, and it's so frumpy and like getting caught in the wind. And she's just like, it looks
He tied
so
around her neck. I
fun.
thought that was a cute touch. Like, ooh, accessorizing. Oh my
So
gosh.
great.
And then that's it.
That wraps it up.
That's it.
Now we get to look forward to episode 8, the Lingermore Party.
Can't wait.
That's going to be a
I
doozy.
hope this is one of those episodes where I watch it and I'm like, did I watch this the first time? Like, I hope that there's so many things that like I am missing
Hmm.
or have forgotten about to
Yep.
just
I'm
have
praying.
I hope
more
so
hype.
too, because I have a feeling you're going to watch it and go, huh? What? But yeah, hopefully there's more.
There has to be.
Okay. Quotes. Anybody have a good quote?
Well,
Yes,
Your
Witch.
favorite?
I have so many. Yes, which was my favorite, and anything that had to do with the rusty hinges. But I do have some that weren't mentioned yet, and they were in
Oh,
two, I thought, impactful conversations. The first one, Sven, relates to your Thomas and Kat conversation when he was talking about I lost two brothers, losing Jacob would be like a third. And I don't know if I have this written exactly, but he said two things that I liked. Why make something that is inevitable so difficult or something like that. And when he said
hmm.
that, I was like, you're just telling her what she needs to hear. Thank you.
Grounded.
And
Yeah.
he was talking about Jacob's love of the stars and all that, and how if you could see them, something, something, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes, don't lose sight of those stars just yet. And I was like, I might write that down on a sticky note for myself. I thought it was really nice. I was like, I think I need that. And
Yeah,
then
that one about things about being inevitable, accepting things that are inevitable. He was talking about dying,
right.
which she like, well, you're pretty nonchalant talking about death like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in 1814,
Kind of the
what
time
was the
frame.
life expectancy? Like 45 years old or something?
Yeah.
Right. And he said,
So he's used to this. I mean, he knows what's
uh-huh.
coming. It's
Yeah.
inevitable.
And all your choices, like it really made me see things differently when he said something about like all your choices are like rooted in like survival or like you
Yeah.
make these choices in order to survive rather than like it's not necessarily about like having good character or anything.
Don't
It's
have the
just like
luxury of considering
Right.
those things.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So that was interesting. And there's the other scene, Nick and Alice. I don't know if we talked about this like other time when they were getting together and talking, and he gave her like advice about before the Backstreet Boys scene when they were
On a
talking
boat.
and stuff. Yeah. And she was like, time is never on my side. I fall for the ones I can't be with. And I was like, well, you're basically telling him right there. And he was like, oh, yeah, I know about that, especially at your age. Hint, hint. And I was like, you guys both know what's
You
happening.
both know.
Awkward. And then he goes, if you think someone is worth it, tell them how you feel. There's no point in hiding it. And I was like, are you encouraging her to go talk to all caps Noah? Or are you hoping that she says that to you?
Or
I
he's
know.
he's yeah, hoping she time travels back and tells Teen Nick that. I don't know.
Right? But he said like something cute about the worth it look. Like that's the worth
Yeah.
it look. And I thought that was cute. And I was like, I like that term.
Wait a minute though. Doesn't she have a moment with Nick at Lingermore? Or am I thinking of the Halloween party?
Well, I thought we always got those mixed up because when is she dressed up like a cat? She's like a black cat.
I
This
think
one.
at Lingermore.
I thought that was Lingermore. And she's
Yeah.
hiding from Cat. Like they
Right.
Yeah.
never see each other, right? But then The other two, I think, do have something
They
happens.
have a
Yeah.
moment.
And he
Yeah.
sees her at least like through the glass wall or something.
So I'm
Something
wondering if
happens.
like that is gonna be like a nice little foreshadow for what's to come in the later
Oh,
episode, or like fuels her, or like that's like in the back of her head
hmm.
in that next time traveling part for her.
Okay.
I
That's
like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Um,
Yeah, those are my
my
bonus
quote,
quotes.
we've already talked about it, but I just thought it was hilarious because they were both there. When Nick says to Alice and Elliot, he says, "No offense to Kat, but did she have a 12-year-old put this paper together?" That was hilarious. I
There
know,
were
I just thought that
so many
was,
funny
I
things.
thought that was just straight up Nick. It was done well.
Hmm.
And the look on Alice and Elliot's faces were just like, oh,
We
fuck.
tried. We worked really hard.
It's a tough
I love
program. I don't know how
that.
to work that thing.
Right. But also being able to
Ellie goes, I
write
had to
and
call in sick
report.
to school 2 days in a row to do that.
Yeah.
I want to read the edition. I would love it to just see it.
Um, so the news is out there. Season 4 is going to be the last season.
Yep. There are some petitions going around on X and on Facebook. There's some groups putting some things together about trying to get Netflix to pick up season five. Where everybody's kind of at a loss right now because if they do pick it up, the writers have said they have ended the story, they've answered the
Right.
questions, they've concluded it. But
Spin-offs.
first part of this season
Spin-off?
four, the first part of season four, they did not think they were ending. So
Oh.
it's they had to rewrite episodes 8 and 9 or 9 and 10 and
Oh.
really put an end to the show because that wasn't their plan.
Oh,
So the
that could be
first
weird.
few episodes of season four are gonna be like normal, where we're not getting a lot of answers, more theories are gonna pop up, and
Oh.
then the last two episodes, they end this thing.
That's frustrating because I
Yeah.
know those writers wouldn't like end it poorly. They're going to
No,
Yeah.
do the very best
and
they can with what they know and like all of that. But just knowing that
that was the
mid-season they got interrupted is frustrating. Tell
that
them
was the
before.
conversation. Everybody said, "Well, the writers have wrote the end of the series, so the writers are shutting this down."
Uh-huh.
They're not. Hallmark shut it down.
How
So
rude.
the writers then are
What a
scrambling to
best
get
show.
these out, you know.
I have something to say. I don't want to insult Hallmark, but you can make 500 Christmas movies every year that no one can even watch every single one of them. You got
I
to
agree.
cancel this show that is so great and like actually kind of
There's
different than all that.
there's some more to that. I for one watch every Hallmark movie, as you know. And
Oh, how?
there's the budget for those movies are very low, but I did find out that When Calls the Heart is the most popular show on Hallmark, and I think it's around 1.4 million viewers a week. Well, The Way Home had each episode was twice the budget of When Calls the Heart, and they had half the viewership. So financially speaking, it didn't pay for Hallmark to keep going at this rate. I don't know if they could have cut the budget down somehow or pass it on, let Netflix or somebody pick it up and keep
It's just so
the
wild to
story
me
going.
that like there's just gonna be like one season in between getting the show added to Netflix and now we're done.
Right.
You
Hmm.
know, that feels like such a
Yeah.
huge step.
So there's also a thing to do out there. If any those of you that are watching this have Netflix, go on Netflix, watch the episodes or let them run in the background again so there's more viewership and be sure to rate it with the 5 stars. The more ratings they get, that's how they determine if they're going to pick up a
Hmm.
show and do more with it.
Oh, I need to start reading my shows.
Get those ratings up, get those stars
Let
going.
a double thumbs up. That's how
Yeah.
I rate it. Is there a different way to do it?
No, yeah, that is the way. I was thinking of Voodoo or Fandango.
Everything else.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it is that
Okay.
thumb thing. Yeah, there's a double one for really like it.
Yeah.
So get out there and do that. look on X, formerly Twitter, for those petitions. Facebook has groups on it. They're
Well,
all out
yeah.
there. We just
I'm
have to,
just
but I think at this point, I it's it's doubtful it's going to get picked up by somebody, but there's always that hope. But the writers did say that they ended it the way they wanted to, just not the length of time they wanted to.
Mm,
okay.
So they did end the stories and they gave answers to things. And as we know by following some of these actors on Instagram,
the writers.
there's a lot of tearful moments coming up in season 4, a lot of happy moments, and it'll be interesting to see.
Favorites are back from season 3.
Yep. The teens are
Yeah,
back.
it's
Um, and it's
Little
interesting
Nick.
because,
oh yeah.
we talk about theories. Nick was on set, or Kerry James was on set on the pond days that they were filming at the pond for actually jumping. So, theory is maybe he's now jumping. We don't know. And then there was a shot of Alice and Evie at their trailers on a pond day, and they have their thick winter parkas on.
Hmm.
Like, were they in the pond together? I mean, there's a lot to theorize, and we can
Oh,
just
I'm
hope
so
that.
excited. I'm so
Just have to
excited.
wait and see.
Okay, so moving on from that, I did a little thing, a quick little segment. Um, Last episode, I talked about seeing some characters and some other stuff, and the conversation got a little weird, so I didn't put that in. We know the
Always
conversation, but
get
you
weird.
out there didn't get to see it. So anyway, so what I did is I kind of looked up the actors that are in this show and what they've been doing since The Way Home. A lot of them are pretty active. Like recently, I saw. Oh, I'm gonna butcher his name, but we're gonna call him Brady. El Mukadam? Mukadam?
Oh, let's look up how to say that.
Yeah. Anyways, that actor I saw recently in 2 episodes of Mistletoe Murders on Hallmark, and he's got a full beard, and it was kind of hard to recognize him, but as soon as he started talking, I'm like, that's Brady. And sure enough, it is. He's also in 5 episodes of the sitcom Ghosts that's on NBC or ABC. He's in five
Oh,
episodes of that, which is interesting. And he's in a movie called Hearts Around the Table. Real quick, Nigel Whitney, who plays Byron.
bored.
Yeah.
Background fire.
He's in a Hallmark movie called A Keller Christmas Vacation. And he
Hmm?
does a lot of currently voice acting on video games, which I think is a very interesting
Oh, that's cool.
role for him. But a couple interesting ones. We know Spencer McPherson is one of the stars of School Spirits, that series that's on NBC and Paramount. That's a really good show. Um, Tim Post, who plays Cyrus, is
All
in the
my
new
favorites.
series It, Welcome to Derry, it's the prequel to the It movies, which is currently on
Oh.
HBO. But this is the one that gets me. Jefferson Brown, um, Remy Smith, who plays the child Jacob, the 8-year-old, and David Webster, who plays teen Elliot. They're all in a series together called Surreal Estate.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's interesting that 3 of them are in that
Uh-huh.
same series.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I thought that was kind of cool. Jefferson Brown is in quite a bit. He's in a show, 16 episodes of When Hope Calls, which is actually a spin-off from When Calls the Heart.
I was gonna say that sounds a little familiar.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Um, and then Alice actually is she does a lot of voice acting on animated films, cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
He does
Mm-hmm.
have a great voice.
I
I
have
think
seen
that
the
was
one.
kind of cool. Um, Rob Stewart, who plays Sam Bishop, is also in When Hope Calls with Jefferson Brown.
You need
Right.
to watch.
Sam Bishop's actor name is Rod Stewart.
Rob Stewart.
What?
Not Rod, Rob.
But
Oh my God.
still,
Yeah.
Rob, they're twins.
But
Rob and
he
Rob.
yeah, they're in that show together, which is interesting. And then of course I gotta mention Kerry James because
Let's hear
he's
it.
in 126 episodes of Heartland. And two of the main writers on that show are Heather Conkey and Alexandra Clark, who are the main writers of The Way Home. So
Oh
Oh, I didn't know
yeah.
that.
yeah, so
Oh
that's kind of
yeah, he said it.
yeah, I've talked about that. But that's an interesting
They
link for
like him
me.
so much they had to bring him on this
But
show.
anyways,
I
there's
like
more, but I'm
Alexandra
not going
Clark.
to
I
bore you
follow
all with
her on
them.
Instagram.
But it's interesting to see what else they're doing and the stuff that they're in together. That a lot of them
Mm-hmm.
are still in stuff together. So that's really
Yeah.
cool. But that's all I have about that. So
I've
give
got
those
some things
guys a
to watch.
follow on their socials. Check out their shows that they're doing, and give them a watch.
Mm-hmm. I love it. All right. Well,
All right. Anybody else?
I have one question that's totally random. When the episode ended, they were singing the song that Kat was singing to Jacob as he was coming back to life. It was a voice that I felt like I'd never heard before. So I was wondering, did you notice it? And do you know who it was?
No, but I can find out.
What are you talking about?
The when like the credits.
That's totally Colton.
Was it? Because it seems so deep and raspy. I was like, there's no way that's him.
That
But I
is
was like, it
totally
has to
Colton.
be. And I was like, is this like the recorded version of it?
Or does it just sound different when we don't see him in front of us?
Maybe, but like, there's no
That's
way.
totally him.
Yeah. Like, who else could it be?
Sam,
Maybe.
brother.
Wait. Yeah.
Maybe it's Cyrus.
Are they brothers?
It's
Maybe he was
Cyrus.
stuck in the place. He's like, ooh, I like that
My
song here.
whole life. The way back home.
Oh, that didn't work out how I wanted it to.
Please hold.
They're not giving a singing credit for the end of that episode. They didn't put them in the credits.
Or your sideburns and your
Oh
top
my
hat.
gosh. So speaking of Cyrus, here's another interesting little tidbit. So there's a man on Facebook who has been a part of the filming crew since day one, and he wrote a big article and posted it on Facebook about trying to continue the show and why it was canceled and this and that. That's where I got some of my information was from. And he's actually the prison guard when they first went to find Jacob. Remember, and they went and that guy opened the door and he goes, "There's no Jacob Landry here." He's one of the
Stop.
production crew, and he wrote this article and put this posting on Facebook, and a lot of people are reposting it. But that's just kind of an interesting little ponder point that
I love a good ponder point.
yeah, instead of just a random extra, they use somebody from the crew.
I love that.
So
That is cool.
now we just need to figure out if that was Jasper on the beach.
Okay.
And it was.
They cutting the show short will not give us that answer, I have a feeling.
I know. I want more Jasper. He was fun.
I just want to know what that was because it was so intentional.
Oh yeah. That took up the whole screen. That was definitely on purpose.
Yeah. So I hope all those little things get answered, but I'm imagining in season 4, there might be some disappointments if the writers didn't get to do it just exactly how they wanted to. So that's sad, but
Yeah, unfortunately I think that's inevitable because of the time
yeah,
framing or the timing
right.
of it all.
I have
But
so many unanswered questions.
so many things. So like, yeah, and so many different time
How do you get it done
periods.
in 10 episodes?
Right.
Yeah, but
Maybe it'll be more than 10.
maybe, but I don't know. I don't really get how all that works. If like, Netflix got it or whatever, it's like, are those writers a part of it then still? Or because if they're not, then I don't want it. I would like it to end then. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's the other thing is if this show goes to Netflix, do they keep the same writers?
Right. Does it just turn into something weird and like not as special? Who knows? So we'll see. I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah.
BD.
We gotta wait until spring though. It's delayed also because, right? Isn't it coming out in like March or April or something, I heard?
Yeah.
So good thing we got a couple more episodes to cover. Keep us busy for the next few weeks.
You guys might be on
We
your
are
own
quickly
for
approaching the year anniversary of Back to the Pod.
Should we have a party?
We should have a 1 year anniversary party.
Should we host it at Lingermore?
Absolutely.
Think Evie will let us?
Bring our favorite memories and favorite plot twists, favorite quotes.
Yes. Quotes.
And you know what? Anybody out there watching this far in this episode, if you have ideas for us for that, let us know.
Yes.
We'll bring it.
Is this the time that we finally let you do a live?
Hey.
That'd be great. As long as people show up. It could be us just
Yeah,
talking to each
I
other.
think
What?
On that note, I think we're ready to wrap it up.
Well,
we
I was trying to see if I could find the exact date of our first posting.
It was that first week of January.
There it is. January 16th
There we
Oh my
go.
gosh.
was the first one.
Be there, be
Wow.
square.
So it's been a little over, it's been almost 11 months now.
Nice. Once we finish these episodes, maybe we can do a year anniversary. Might not be the exact date, but
Well, it is a Friday,
if,
January
oh,
16th.
Yeah.
nice.
You know what we could do? I'll talk to you guys about it off air.
Ooh, secrets for next time. Alrighty, until next time, get your masquerade masks ready because we're going to linger more in episode 8.
Yeah.
Until that magical day comes, though, may the pond take you wherever you need to go, and we'll see you soon.
Mhm. Bye.
Bye, witch.